Hello everyone. So we're getting right into it. So I cut up some onions earlier and now I'm adding butter. So for right now we're making Alfredo, fettuccine Alfredo. And we're going to be making the cream, the sauce homemade, right? So we're just going to start with a lot of butter, probably about a half a stick of butter. And we're just going to let that simmer. Make sure you keep the heat on kind of low. You're gonna see me like turning it down and stuff because I realized that it was a little bit too high, because you do not want your butter to burn. You do not want that. So I'm adding some flour now because this is what really makes a sauce thick. This is what makes a sauce creamy. So I'm adding some flour and we're gonna mix that in. Now, if you have never played with flour or anything before, like if you've never made gravy, I would suggest adding a little bit. I added a lot because I know how to thin down stuff. But if you've never done that before, I would suggest go ahead and add a little and thicken it as you need it. So add flour as you need more flour. So as you can see, the flour is crumbling all up in the butter. No worries, I'm gonna go ahead and add the milk and I'm gonna add water. So you guys are gonna see me throughout the video taking the skillet away. That's because I'm going to the what's that called? A sink. I'm going to the sink to add water to it. So that throughout this whole video, I'm going to be thinning the flour. That's what this is basically about, getting the sauce the perfect consistency, just creaminess. And so it takes a lot of hard work to make it the consistency that you like. See right there, I'm adding water to it. And in this video, my seasons that I'm going to be using is krill seasoning, of course. It's like my favorite seasoning. Garlic powder, parsley, and Italian seasoning. Italian seasoning just consists of herbs, Italian herbs. So basically, this is a lot of patience. This meal is not a quick meal. Like my last one was a pretty quick meal. This one is not going to be your quick meal. When you do stuff like homemade from scratch, it's gonna take some time. So that's what I'm doing. And it takes time to get the sauce where you want it to be. So I'm also gonna be adding, I think, a little bit of onions in the sauce later on in the video as well. My pasta's already done. I boiled it. You just want to boil your pasta for about 12 minutes and then drain it. So it's already back there boiled and ready to go. So there you go. I'm adding my seasonings in, just whisking. I suggest using a whisk. It's a lot easier than using a fork or anything to try to make the sauce unclumpier. That's not a word. Don't use that word. That's not a word. But initially what we're trying to do is thin out the flour. So the flour, what it likes to do if it doesn't have water to it, is it clumps up together, right? It sticks together. So if you add more water and you make sure that you stir it and everything, flour will eventually thin out. So that's what we're going to be doing, and that's what Alfredo is basically made out of. Well, this version. There are Alfredos that you can use with cream, like heavy cream and all that. But this is the version how to make Alfredo with milk. And the milk I'm using is almond milk. You don't have to use almond milk, but I'm using almond milk because it just tastes, well, it doesn't taste better, but I do recommend cow milk for this, but I don't use cow milk. Okay, I don't drink cow milk. So almond milk is what I have, it's what I drink. So I went ahead and did that. Adding some more seasoning in. So yeah, this takes a lot of patience. A lot of patience. So, and throughout this whole process, you want to make sure that you taste your sauce. So you're going to see me back maybe in a little while taste the sauce to see how it tastes. You know, you don't want a bland sauce. You have the right to add how much seasoning you want to add, or add some water if your seasoning is too strong. I do recommend adding water if you add it too much to kind of dilute it. So yeah, I'm just going to be going back and forth between adding seasonings, whisking. It's a lot of arm action and, well, wrist action going on. So right here, you're gonna see I'm gonna be adding some Italian seasoning in there. I'm gonna whisk it in. Okay, so right here, as you can see, the sauce is thickened up tremendously, and that's because when I had took it out to put some more water in it, I also added Parmesan cheese. That was over there by my sink, so you guys didn't get to see it, but add 3/4 of a cup of Parmesan cheese in your sauce, and that will solidify your sauce, and you'll pretty much be done after that. If you want more Parmesan cheese, you add more, and you can get the shredded kind to add, or the kind where you have to shred yourself, the block. But remember, Parmesan cheese, at least 3/4 of a cup. And so I'm just tasting it now. And with the Parmesan cheese, you just want to whisk it in till it melts. Then I'm adding some more garlic powder, some more krill, and we're just gonna whisk that in. And here's the grand finale. I'm gonna just pour the sauce all in there, all over there, over the noodles. Yep, get every ounce of it. That was hard work. You don't want to waste it. So I'm putting all that hard work into that pan. Well, technically a pot. So I'm just gonna stir it around, make sure all the noodles are evenly coated. I added a little drop of butter. So you're just gonna make sure all the noodles are evenly coated. Something always ends up flying out of my pots or skillet. I don't know why. Anyway, don't mind that little piece of onion look like down there. Anyway, so I'm adding some more black pepper and parsley and Italian seasoning in there. So what you see me doing right there is drizzling some olive oil in this little mini skillet, and I'm gonna go ahead and put some Brussels sprouts in there. I just love Brussels sprouts and Alfredo together. Either I like Alfredo with Brussels sprouts or broccoli, but kind of tired of broccoli. I've had it like all week. And so I also warmed up some peas. This is a frozen bag, so I put them in the microwave, and I just warmed up the peas in the microwave, added it to the pasta, and now I'm actually going to saute the Brussels sprouts. They were warmed up in the microwave as well in the frozen bag, but I just like to add a little, oomph to it. So the olive oil will add another burst of flavor, as well as krill seasoning, and I believe I'm gonna put like whatever leftover chunks of onion I have in there. So yeah, there goes the krill seasoning, and don't worry, I'll mix those peas in. So here's the finished product. Let me know if you try it out and subscribe. Thanks for watching.